What's going on, everybody? Jingles, Matt Flint, Munners, No Credits, T-Lev, Chappies, Otto, Bearish Bull, Patrick, Central Coast, Serendipity, JBJ Cam. Good morning, everybody. Lecker. So, for some reason, my Streamlabs, Sally Strithers, Aaron, good morning. Byron Chapman, mic check, no sound here? Should be working now, no? Hub Gorin. So it looks like we finally got that breakout that we were waiting for. Mr. Tommy, Andy Carlson, Alex. What are you guys liking better? You guys liking Go charts or you guys liking EXO charts? Yeah, for some reason, all of the Streamlabs stuff today was logged out. So I had to try to log back into everything. And then all the settings are changed and everything. So it seems like something shady is afoot. Matt Flint, thanks for keeping me company on my 6-hour drive back to work. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you for the 5, bro. Thank you. Andy's, what's up? Go charts, baby. EXO charts. EXO. It's like how simple EXO is. Yeah, I think that Go charts is on its way there. It just, just gonna take some time. We'll just pull them both up. That way we can pop back and forth. Big Blaze, Decentralized, Chum, Josh. How's everybody doing this morning? It's Friday. Today's the last day of the boot camp. I know everyone's excited. I'm excited. Today we're going to spend most of the time on the charts, which for me is exciting because that's where I like to be at. Yesterday was a great class, though. Yesterday was probably my favorite class. Yesterday we did psychology. For those of you guys that aren't in the boot camp, yesterday we worked on trade psychology, which is something I think that a lot of people don't really focus on and don't really even think about when it comes to trading. And so then, they're just kind of left in the wind. Midnight, what's up? Long and short. Eric Smith with the 5. Thank you, man. Thank you. I would hit you with that Michael Scott, but like I was saying, my Streamlabs for some reason has none of my saved sources all of a sudden. It was all logged out. That's why the stream started late today. I had to relog into Twitch and relog into YouTube as well. It was a pain in the ass. Let me check midnight. Ooh, I like that. So you're going to hook us up. I'm going to be calling you instead of Elon. I like that, midnight. Where is it at? Is it still like do you have to move or still same spot? Not excited about the exam. Yeah, it's going to be a tough one, and if you fail, you got to retake the class. Everyone's like, I'm about to fail on purpose. Let's look at this at the 24-hour profile. And I will show you guys my thought process behind that long yesterday. I wish I would have just stayed in it, but, what can you do? Plus, I had to go to bed, so. Rex, what's up? Same spot, big company from all over the world. Nice. Yeah, so we'll have to be hitting you up. So we see the profile, right? And this is, this is a neutral extreme, right? We've got excess, like wide excess on both sides, and then it's coming to a narrow tip. And so what we're seeing here is basically, we have a little bit of balance. We're not getting this extreme excess till like literally right now, but until this most recent bar, we basically just have like extreme excess. We tested the low side of the structure, so we tested that value area low from the previous session here, and then bounced up, right? And this is what kind of put me on that long train. This is why I kind of liked that long, and I ended up taking the long at 32.8, and I ended up putting my stop, it was at like 32.765 or something like that. So like right here. So we had this nice little pop up. I think it was, well, I took profit. I'm trying to see where the post was. Yeah, so it's just short of our first take profit. Or it might have hit it to the tick. Actually, I think it did hit it. Might have hit the first take profit. I took profit early though, because it looked this bar kind of pulled back, and I think a lot of people got stopped out right here. And so when you're taking a trade like this, right? So we're taking, basically the break of the top of the previous structure. That's what I was looking at, right? So we have our little structure over here, and I liked the 32.8 because it's basically a break, out of this previous structure. We've got some stops here, we've got some stops over here. So as we broke out, there was sellers that kind of front ran this previous value area high, smashed us down, and buyers were just kind of waiting on the VWAP to kind of smack it back up, right? And then it came back down hard, and then kind of ranged, I guess, overnight. And then, now we finally got the breakout that we were looking for. And so when something like this is happening, right? So we hit our first take profit. I took profit a little bit early. And then I just started moving my stop up to the previous bar. And then I put my stop, after we moved up here, I put my stop at 32.9. Right below it. And this bar opened up and basically just flushed us down, stopped me out. And then the next bar opened up above the POC, so we saw responsive buying. And it would have been a nice re-entry, except for, I was going to bed, so just a little bit different. But then, we got that nice pop up. So that was kind of my thought process behind it is, we had this structure here. We had come down, tested the value area low, so we tested that lower structure. Didn't break it. And so as we got back into structure, it looked strong. So I decided, that looks like a good spot to get in. Then it did these Bitcoin things and, eventually got in there. So if you held on to it, congratulations. If you did not, and you still should have made some profit for sure, but let's see. And then I wanted to look at ETH as well. By the way, again, sorry not be there for class tonight. Lady time again tonight. No worries, midnight. We'll be recorded and stuff, so it'll be good. Ed, what's going on? Alex, Eduardo, what's up? Crypto Hustle. Teacher turned out to be a damn liar. So with ETH, right, we didn't get any we had like a little, basically no structure at all. Someone sent a question this morning. It said, it was Graham. Graham said it looked like it was going to be reversed back to the previous structure. I thought maybe a short fade, but there was a lot of volume, so that tells me it's not a smart play. What A session were you talking about? Oh, he said, oh, the move up on ETH kind of looked like an offside pass. Yeah, it did. Yeah, you're right. So like, we had like this little pass. This guy gets caught off sides. We're kind of at that low break of structure. We're at this basically this drop off area with the volume. We had a lot of low volume there. Buyers came in and then hit him with it. And then once they got over the VWAP, right, they just really focused on and pushed it up. So definitely, I think that one definitely qualified. I just wasn't on the computer at that time. Another question about ETH. A looked like it was maybe going to reverse back. Let's see. Are you probably on the 24-hour? Okay, so A looks like it has like a decent amount of volume coming in. We see this this volume kind of filling in at the top where it was thin on this move up. You see this 1 million buyers up here, which is pretty big for ETH, especially early in a bar. Like this one has 2 million, and that's for a full session right here, right? And this one has 1 million. So this one's 1.5 as well. So there's some heavy volume coming into the market, right off the bat. If sellers are able to press this thing back down, it has a decent chance of going back to structure. But it's just been going down so much that they might try to catch their breath for a bit. Let's take a look at ETH on here. I'm used to pressing the control button for NinjaTrader to like drag the screen around, so it kind of fucks me up. What's going on here? I feel like this is not loading the data right here. So it's still down here. It is coming up to some nice structure though. So we can break some of these tops. It looks like we've got some decent room to run on ETH. Structure up here. This is what I'm looking for. Looking for these Q singles. Graham, good morning. Chirp, Skotsky, morning. Yeah, the ES is running up. I don't know if I'm gonna trade. If I'm gonna trade today on the like at all. I've hit my weekly goal, and it's kind of like, should I even trade, or just be happy with what I got this week, Like I said, you don't need to trade every single day, right? Especially today I wasn't really, even when I woke up, I wasn't really feeling it. I felt like my routine was a little bit off, so still got up to watch the charts and stuff, but Friday's kind of it's kind of one of those days where it doesn't really look good. We are going up, not really. Let's see the volume for the ES. 400,000, pretty decent volume. A lot of short covering that happened overnight for sure. I think a lot of people are getting their heads ripped off because they're shorting it. LUP, good morning. Yeah, sorry, no 50 cent this morning because I haven't made any trades. Get that bang though, still. Did you guys get the notification for the stream once I started it, or was it through the Discord? Oh, Bernard, you're going to ride roller coasters? Nice. Yeah, we're going to go to Santa Cruz this weekend, so we'll probably ride some rides down the boardwalk. Hopefully, it's not too tired. Probably a bit tired from all the streaming. Yeah, I think so. I think it is like it's uh just like for you, like you're taking the class, right? And when you're teaching the class, it is, you kind of drain that mental capital as well. So Sally, it was through the Discord. Oh, you saw it on RT? Okay, I just wanted to make sure it's working because I had to like reconnect everything today, so I wasn't sure what was going on. Yeah, Eric, look at all the volume coming in up here on the ES at least. About to fill those singles from a couple of days ago. There they go, now they're filled. No notification crypto digs? I wonder what the deal is. Yeah, I'll mess with it this Sunday when I get back in town. There's more singles up here at 43.48 on the ES. This thing's not giving us the right information. That's weird. This one is though. So look at these positions, guys. Let's figure out where these positions are at. This thing lets me zoom at all. Oh, you don't get the notifications on YouTube by choice. I've got my YouTube notifications turned off. Get too many of them. Yeah, I could look at ADA. Let's take a look at it. Oops. Yeah, so ADA had a nice move up, and now it is consolidating in previous structure. So when we have stuff like this, right, you're getting this move up. We've got this structure above. So if you're looking for continuation, you want to see a break of this M top, which is going to be a break of the top structure, and it's going to be kind of right into another structure. So you've got to understand on a move up, especially after we just moved up, if we break this structure, you're going to hit resistance at this point, right? So you look for a consolidation there and, a continuation, but your continuation is going to have to get up above this level here. Bitbeard, what's up? Oh yeah, I get notifications on there just all day too. Oh, Eric, you're in the long? Nice. So you probably, if there's a big bid sitting like right at the right on the ask right now, 400 lots. If it gets filled, which it looks like it is, it's reloading. The next big bid on the ES is at 50, and those singles are at, those G singles are at 43, 48.75. That bid is moving away. There's one at 50, and then there's one at 52, 25, 52 quarter. I think you can get quant for free if you sign up with an AMP account. So if you get an AMP account, you get Quant Tower for free, I think, for 30 days. And I think it's free for crypto. Oh, you can't trade crypto on theirs. Oh, I see. Oh, just set up a new Binance account. Yeah. which I think a lot of people in Europe are having to do anyways. Yeah, see, this looks good for us, guys. This is Bitcoin. Notice how it failed that top right there. But above that, right, if we can get above that, fill these singles, then you'll know some people are buying. And notice that we have this, this long, basically consolidation. Let's find a balance area today. Yeah, so we see all this volume that's kind of put in like right here. And basically what happened, we had a little range down, we came back up, and we're kind of squeezing, right? If you draw like a big triangle, we're kind of squeezing, and now we're squeezing to the upside, prices right here. So if we're able to break this, run through these single prints, get back into this balance zone, then it's going to have some time or some more volume to come in and try to push up into here. So what you're looking for next, what I'm looking for next, is as we break this top, if we break this top and we start to fill in this gap up, kind of through these single prints, through the selling tail, right? We look to see if it's going to reject the bottom of that, or if it's going to actually just fill it up, and then it'll be attracted to this point. You might get a little bit of resistance right here at this previous VPOC. This was such a thin spot, and we just traded upright the next day. I don't know if I would even pay attention to this spot right here. This is kind of like the breakout of that range top anyway, so if we break it, hit, and go. But this spot here, let's map it. At 33,90491. Is this Go charting we were looking at? No, this is XO charts. You could look at Go charts. This is Go charts. Things just getting lighter. There we go. So we see all the volume getting put in on this low here, right? We had a big seller come in, got their head ripped off. That's what caused that push up. And then as it's coming down, he's below this sell. Some more sellers are trying to come in to push this thing down, but you're seeing a bunch of selling and no follow through. So this is something that you pay attention to. If you're seeing a bunch of selling, so if we're resting on a low, right? If we zoom in on our TPO, if we're resting on a low and we're not going down, right? We know there's stops right here, and that's where they want to get, because that's how they eat, is they eat stops. You've got to assume, right? And this is when you look at your volume profile, you've got to assume that someone is kind of scooping this all up, right? You see this big volume down here, that's where the right there, that 4.9, that's what caused that push up. You had a big seller come in, but look at all the buying on the side. Got another big buyer once we got back up above the sell imbalance, or sell, not, I guess it might have been a sell imbalance. Got above it and then caused kind of a little blow off top, came back down. Now we're pushing back down, but not really any follow through. There's a big position down here as well. This is Go charting right here, Bitbeard. What about shorting BTC at reject at the top of that M candle? Where's your M candle? Oh, you're talking about over here? Yeah, I think that would have been, I mean, you could have tried it. I don't want to expand the clusters. Yeah, you could have tried that, but what you're not getting now is, so let's say you shorted that D high, you're not getting that follow through. You want to see it fill these single prints, right? That's how you're gonna know that there is supply in the market. So basically what's happening right here is there's no follow through. We're getting to this spot, so there's somebody defending this spot. So if I'm looking for a short, right, and we have single prints below us, I don't really like to short. You know, I mean, you can just understand that if we get back above this E high, then that short was wrong. It's not going to come up here and then go down. I mean, it can, you know, anything's possible, but I would rather, you know, maybe have shorted off the fail like you're talking about. And then once it comes down and doesn't fill these singles like it's kind of doing now, you know, I would have a tight stop, right? Make sure you have a tight stop, because if it doesn't push through, that's telling you that there's a lack of supply and then could pop up. What do I think about the 34K zone to look for the next short? Yeah, so that's kind of like this area that I was talking about, this 33.9 level. This is where you're gonna want to see, you know, if it's gonna come up and, you know, not make it. Like, it just changed mid, so we're see if it's gonna come up and just kind of not change it, and then, you know, give us that little Rakazan symbol and come down. You have the low of this structure here. Could come into play, and that's about halfway up after, you know, it's close to halfway up after breaking this. So this is basically the bottom of that structure. So if it is able to bust this up, you know, you might see a nice little run. First resistance be 33.7, 33.904. We have some structure back here. Some structure here, and you kind of see like that this is you know, even though it wasn't the point of control, you had a lot of volume from the previous day. Next day opened up, traded back down to that same spot, consolidated before it broke down. So this is probably a good area to watch. Jesus Christ, guys, try trading and being on stream for the Wi-Fi on a trans-Pacific flight over the Arctic. Damn. What do you think about Market Cipher? I have an opinion about it. DMZ, your video still hasn't loaded. That's because you're a world traveler, man. $500,000 contracts on the ES already. That's actually a pretty decent day, especially for a Friday. Just squeezing the head of a bunch of shorts. What I think about Market Cipher, I think it is a waste of money, honestly. I think there's other free stuff out there that you can use that'll do this exact same thing for you. How did you get the ladders? Oh, so the ladder, so this ladder right here, you just click here, and I click clusters, and then you click your little bottom button over here, and then you get to turn them on, and then you just mess with them. So I have them on the double columns, and I have sell volume versus buy volume. And it was showing my candle in the middle, I thought. Halfback's not really showing. and you can, I mean, you can mess with stuff like you can put the point of control on, put the volume point of control on, so you can see where the most volume's at, right? But you could, I mean, it's up to you. Previous point of control, the VWAP marker, delta marker, volume marker, high low. 1 second, guys. Getting a phone call. My wife just got off work, so. Oh shit. Sorry, guys. My wife called. She just got off work, so. Yeah, I just had to step away to take a phone call real quick. My bad, guys. I'm back. I need to get some background music, huh? I need to make some raps. I was trying to draw for you guys while I'm on the phone. Put some text in there. That way you guys can kind of see what I'm looking at. And we saw how, price came down to this level, and we had some selling, but there's single prints right here. Oh, let's get rid of this blue pen. Let me get rid of that. So we had price come back down to this level, right? And we have the single prints right here, and there was no follow through. And so, like I was saying, if we don't push through this and get this follow through, then the buyers are going to test it up. And once we get back to the 7.2 million where they came back in, you see them kind of spreading it out now, getting in a little bit early. You're gonna get that push up. Singles in your area. Looked like you were back on but had it muted. Oh yeah, no, I was just trying to draw while I was on the phone. That way I'm not leaving you guys hanging. My wife's a heart nurse, so she had a fresh heart last night, so she's telling me about it. See, and then there we go. So this is something that you look for, like, and this is something that you can see on. Look, there we go. Stop running. Nice. And all that is just that short position. And here we come. So close. Come on, you can do it. How did you learn TPO? Books, trial and error. A mix of both, right? I've watched a lot of James Dalton videos. I've taken James Dalton's class. I've read all of his books. But like I said, I've been through all of the issues that you guys have been through, where like I have tried moving average crossovers, have tried all of this stuff, and it didn't work, and so I tried something else, and it got on YouTube, and tried something else, and that didn't work. And then eventually, I found the TPO, and the TPO was legit. It wasn't an indicator. The only thing that can, kind of mess you up on your TPO is not actually knowing what you're doing and rushing the system. But once you know what you're doing and you practice, there's those singles almost getting filled on the ES too. That's what it is. She works night shifts, so she's a nurse. She works in the CVICU, and she works 12-hour night shifts. Only like 3 days a week though, so it's not a bad gig. See those sellers come in? So sellers come in, they're trying to sell. Once they saw the buying kind of slow down at the top, they waited till it got down a bit, tried to sell, and now we have see if the next spot that the buyers are going to come in, they'll probably defend the top of this C bar, right, which we have a little bit of volume, but ultimately they want to get back above this spot. Once they get too far below this spot, you'll start to see them kind of spread out and sell their position. Yeah, and so we just kind of ate into that structure a little bit, right? I had this 3745 as a resistance. Looks like we kind of ran out of buying supply a little bit early. What do you think about XRP? Oh, you did phlebotomy? Yeah. That's not a bad job. That's what my sister's doing, or she's going to school for. XRP. XRP's been good to trade lately, honestly. I know a lot of people hate XRP, mainly the crypto chemists, but it's right back into structure, right? So it trades a lot more mechanically than Bitcoin, right? It's not as emotional. It trades pretty much like this thing literally traded right to the structure and then stopped, right? The singles up here, right? I know it looks like a selling tail, but I mean it is, but it's a single prints just because of how the session is made. If we start to get a blow off of these tops, right, I would look for it to maybe, catch this range again back over here, and as it breaks out, that's where you want to, if you haven't got long already, that's where you would look to get long and look to fill these singles. And when you're going up, the next structure is up here. And you see how thin the volume is on this, right? So we have really thin volume coming up, but price still shot up. That's because of all the selling that was happening down here. Right, that's like I was saying, if we're getting a bunch of selling at an edge of a bar and there's no follow through, then this thing just gets that call from Elon Musk and just hits that rocket ship. This is the fire, right? And then it just kind of took off, and now it's just taking a little bit of a break. You had a big seller actually come in back at the top. So someone tried it down here, it didn't work. They let it release. We ran the stops. They let it go all the way up until buyers ran out, came back down, and you saw sellers try it again, right? And then you saw some buyers try to be late to the party and try to FOMO in. You will see some buying support at these spots, but this is probably the most important spot for the buyers. They want to hold that top, and then ultimately, these singles that formed. It's not very big singles, but when we're doing this, right, we're one time framing up, and we've been one time framing up since about 5 o'clock this morning, Pacific time, right? And so that's not really, when you're one time framing, that's not really a market that you want to be shorting, right? It's nice to catch a fade, of course. Everybody likes to catch a fade. Depending upon where you're from and what that means. Where I'm from, catching a fade means like catching an ass whooping. But catch a fade trade on the market, is nice because it's just like a lot of times it's just like a nice quick move. But you want to kind of understand what's going on here. 897, good morning. So close to that line. I do like how convenient Go Charts is when it comes to just drawing on the chart. It's basically like drawing on a trading view chart. Yeah, so these are kind of the next levels that we'll look to see as we go up, if we go up. Look to see if these sellers tried this level again. So if we come back down here, and like I've told you guys, so if you have a size account, right, and you're trying to fill a position, how did you get BBBBB this instant instead of Candela's? You just zoom out. So like if you just zoom in on the chart, if you like zoom out on the chart, it'll show this, but if you just zoom in, it'll show the letters, so the scroll wheel. But if you're a size account, right, and you're trying to get filled here where it's marking these single prints, right, that's what this white or this grayish color is marking. And let's say you work on a trading desk and your boss calls you and he says, hey, I need to fill 100 contracts of Bitcoin, or 1,000 contracts of Bitcoin, or 1,000,000 contracts of Bitcoin, whatever your boss tells you, right? If you come to him and tell him that you just bought 1,000,000 contracts at market and you bought contracts from here to here, right? So, 700 point spread, he's going to be like, well, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you doing that? Right? And so instead, realistically, it's probably, this is the cash session to A. So you're talking about 32,850 to 33. So you're talking about 1,000 point spread. So your boss hits you up in the morning and says, I need to get these filled, right? I guess we're on, this is the open. B is actually the US open. Once they split these, that'll be nice. Even just a mark would be nice. So you're talking about, like a 700 point spread. And so your boss tells you, okay, I need to get these filled, and where do you want to fill them? So you start filling them up on the way up here, and then this is kind of your max limit, because this is where that if price comes back below this level, which is the previous structure, right, and this structure's previous high, so this is where this can be your last fill. And as it comes back down, right, you'll fill more, but you're not going to fill any up here, which is why they're not getting any follow through. Graham, thank you for the 5, man. I'm glad things are starting to click. Thank you. Really appreciate it. And so, and we can see that when we look at the volume, because we see this volume here, and it's very thin up here, right? You saw this volume is from previous, because it's on the way down. We see this volume during this D period is very thin. Even on the way down from A, previous was very thin, right? Because that was that liquidation. And so as we're looking to come up, the low of A is, the low of A in the X period is like right here. This is where, the last thing that he's going to try to fill. So over here, where someone was trying to sell, he was filling these, right? And so as he brings price down, right, as the market maker brings the price down, if there is an actual seller in the market, right? A big money seller, not someone like you or myself, because our trades are not really moving the market. I mean, they're not moving the market. It's not like not really. They just simply are not moving the market. If he sees a big seller starting to come in, then he'll just keep moving it down, right? And then he'll look to buy more contracts back into the structure, right? Build his position up back where there's more volume, and then see if that seller is going to run out. And if that seller is serious, right, or if they're a big seller, then price will keep going, and they'll just keep pulling the bids. And then what will happen is, because he has a big bid, right, he's trying to fill this big order, sellers are coming down. When we get to the bottom of a structure, what's happening is he's buying some, and he sees that the seller is still selling, and so he says, well, fuck it, and he pulls his bid, and that's what causes these drops, right? Pulls the bid, sees how much gas the seller has. The seller just eats the book on the way down. As soon as the seller runs out, comes back up, he's buying this up on the way, right? And as he's buying these, he's selling them up. So, if he's buying this, he's selling some up here, right? Trying to get the most fair value for his price. So if he's bought some here and he's selling some here, it comes back down, he buys more. That lowers his average, right? He bought some here, right? We saw that. That's this right here, because we're getting the selling, aggressive selling. Price didn't go down, price went up. He's selling up here, right? He bought this here, his average is still down here. He's selling it here, he bought it here, so it moves his average up, but then he sells it up here, and that moves his average back down, right? And slowly he's filling, this, let's say 1 million contract order that his boss told him that he has to do. I think I'm missing some of the chat. See, Brad, why is the more technical buying when with the smaller pairs? It's more based off structure, because there's not as much money in there, Tommy. So like a lot of times what happens is, like, you have a big buyer, obviously, like it heard me say big and just wanted to go big, I guess. You have a big buyer come in the market, and they'll just come in and buy the whole book, right? And what they're doing is they're getting all this. So if you're here, right, and you've got a bunch of retail traders trying to fade this thing back off the previous structure, and so what they'll do is they'll kind of just come up and they'll just take it all, right? Because they're building a position. So their position is down here, and they're building this position. And, this is basically a buying of the book. Price comes back down, they fill some more, move it up, sell, move it up, sell, comes down, they fill more, and, E period opens up. You want to see if E is going to fill these singles right here. If not, they'll just keep moving it up. All right, chappies. Yeah, get some sleep, bro. I'm going to start at 11 a little bit early because people want to get some chart time in. But yeah. Yeah, there's just more volume and more there's just more people trading Bitcoin than anything else. Right? Because you got to think about, like, all these institutions, they're not trading on leverage, right? They're buying Bitcoins, full Bitcoins. They're not trading on leverage. They're owning these Bitcoins, right? All right, sounds good, chappies. We'll see you then. How can you learn more about what you just told about how the market works? Yeah, thanks for the videos, chappies. Did you put out some new ones yesterday? I didn't get an alert for them. Oh yeah, working with layers. Here's Chappie's new video, guys, if you guys want to check it out. Puts out a lot of good videos. Nice quick videos, straight to the point, and they help you out with Go charts. So why are you on E session if I'm on C session? Are you on Exo charts, Andes? I think you are. Let's see. You're on... Andes, you're on C, yeah, because you have this split. So if I go like this, I am also on C. So you're right. Yeah, yours is right. You know, one of the best books out there that you can they came out more this morning for us, I think. Oh, okay, that's probably why. Yeah, I haven't looked at all the things I got for that. One of the best books that you can get out there or get that you can get is called Mind Over Markets. Right? I don't think it's on audio if you're really just an audio person. I don't think it's out on audio. But yeah. And Hub Gordon, you can learn more about how the market works, by staying with the TradeVets team, or you could research it online. You just got to be careful about what you find, right? There's a lot of you're still not using Delta. Yeah, I don't blame you. There's a lot of bad information out there, so you just got to be careful. That's it. But then as you go forward, you'll start to see, some things line up. The best thing you can do, look who you're reading it at the moment. Perfect. Yeah, that's a great book. Jim Dalton has, probably the best information out there when it comes to how the market works. I think he is like the federal chair of the CME exchange, so he pretty much works on the board. So, it's pretty cool. He's just kind of hard to learn from if you don't know what you're doing. He's used to teaching people that know what they're doing, and he doesn't really he's just like it's like if you've only learned algebra and you're in a geometry 2 class, right? And he just expects you to know geometry 1, or if you're in an algebra class and he's teaching algebra 2. I don't know if there's geometry 2. I never took a geometry 2 class. In California, they do this stupid ass thing called Common Core, and it is dumb. If any of you guys are from California, it's fucking just a waste of time. Man, I'm pretty bummed about my OBS stuff because I had all those sweet videos, and now I'm gonna have to re-find them or figure out what happened. We've got 81 people watching. If you guys want to go ahead and bang that like button for us, that'd be awesome. Trying to get out here and reach as many people as possible. Put that good information out. A lot of people are struggling out there. Just like maybe some of you guys were at one point. And then now that we have the TPO, hopefully everyone's doing a bit better. At least trying to understand. So. Reading it now, just don't think listening to it would let you study. It just depends, JBJK. It depends on the type of learner, right? So like for me, I do like to read, but when I hear something, I have like a, they say like people have a photographic memory, like they see something and they can remember it. For me, I have a like a like photographic ears when it comes, like when I hear something, I know it. Like when I listen to a song, I just know it. You know what I mean? So it's just like where when I watch a video, I just know it. That's just how I absorb information. That's why I always say like I can learn through osmosis, where I just have to be in the room with someone talking. I could be asleep and probably learn it. That's what I probably should do. I probably should wear some headphones to sleep and see if I could learn a different language, learn French. That way I can understand midnight. Not just kidding. I understand it pretty well. I know some of you guys kind of have a tough time. But I'm used to people with accents growing up in the Bay Area. Got a lot of people like from Mexico and stuff, and they have pretty thick accents, some of them. And I had a buddy in an autographic memory. There we go. I had a buddy in high school, and he was from Ethiopia. His name was Idris Iboglawanganum, right? Crazy name, I know. But I mean, his accent wasn't too bad, but his mom's accent was just like, it was thick, bro, really thick. So you have to like try to understand her. And if you if you would like, if you didn't understand her when she was talking, she'd get kind of pissed off. So, and you don't want to piss off an Ethiopian woman, let me tell you. So it looks like we had our move. The U.S. Open finally gave us a little bit of action, finally. A little pop-up, and now we're hitting that little consolidation. Binarial beats. Check it. Is that a thing? Let me look it up. Binarial beats. Oh, it is. Oh, shit. Can you learn like that? Don't want to piss off any women, to be honest. Yeah. Better safe than sorry, right? Okay, so this is just like music, right? Binarial beats. Ooh, I like it. Based off the Greeks. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I listen to classical music a lot of times. Like if I can't fall asleep, toss in some classical music. And it just helps like my mind just kind of zone everything else out. Kind of the thing is like a lot of people have underlying anxiety, right? A lot of people are anxious and they don't even know about it, right? And so like they get in bed and they're like, why can't I sleep? I must not be tired. And there's a lot of things that you can do, to combat that, right? One of the things is, listen to music, and what that does is it kind of distracts your brain from, thinking about all of these things, even though you might not know that you're thinking about them. Your brain and your body is reacting to all these things. So if you can distract your body and your brain, to get on that level where you are not thinking about anything, you can fall asleep, right? And so for me, that's something that helps me. I like to listen to some classical music, and Graham, are you on ExoCharts? Hey. Put you in a frame of mind for learning, sleeping, studying, and relaxing. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. Let me save that on my phone real quick before I forget. Jeez, you guys hear my kid yelling? Adderall helps me sleep and calms my mind. I'll post this one. It should be the one that's in there. I haven't changed it, unless maybe you have the sessions on. Oh yeah, lion's mane is good too. And you know what's really good too, if you guys are into taking supplements, I don't know if you guys have heard of turmeric, right? But if you take turmeric, a lot of times what causes stress on the body is inflammation. And so if you take turmeric, it's a natural like herb that, or spice, I guess, a natural spice that will reduce inflammation within the body, right? And you might, I mean, most people are going to have inflammation in the body that they don't even know about, um, and so that can help you. Yeah, I'll post the I'll post this one. Let me save this template. Template. Export. I'll post it in the Discord. Oh, you just didn't have yours zoomed in. Oh, okay. Yeah, mine was like zoomed out, like, and all smashed. Sounds like we should write a book. I'm down, dude. Let's write a book. That'd be cool. Yo, Strange, how are you doing? I know you had kind of a rough go yesterday. How'd you sleep, man? The mindful investor. That'd be cool. You know, it's a big thing that people don't even think about. That especially 5-HTP. I haven't heard about that, Tommy. I'm gonna look that up. You have shots of it to drink too. I didn't. Did they make it in a liquid form? I didn't even know that. I've put it on food before too. It just tastes like shit, you know. So I just take a capsule. It's way easier for me. But yeah, I mean, like, there's I mean, I could talk about this kind of stuff all day. This is the stuff that I'm really interested in, is like understanding people, because you have a lot of people out here that, you know, could be great traders if they would focus on more than just making money. But so many people are just focused on this bottom line, and they're not focused on, you know, their mental health or their total health of their entire body. So they're not doing any exercise. They're sitting at a computer all day. They're stressing themselves out. You know, they're doing all these things, and they're not understanding why they're feeling why they're getting tongue tied, why they're feeling what they're feeling. And, you know, if yeah, good, man. Yeah, it is tough for sure. You know, and if they would just take a second, or, you know, find somebody that would help them, the liquid form is so much more potent. I'm gonna have to check that out, Crypto Digs, for sure. More powerful with black pepper. Yeah, I'll have to, maybe I'm just mix them up. I do use a lot of pepper on my steaks. Great turmeric and lemon tea, 80-degree water. Yeah, this is such a good community. You guys are on it. And that's the thing. That's why, you know, like, I don't want to. You know, we were talking to somebody yesterday about, like, you know, doing some things to blow up the community, or like go on someone big YouTube to like grow the community. But, you know, the thing about this community, one, we are real tight knit, and everyone is kind of on the same page, and everyone you know, is willing to at least lend an ear and listen to what everyone else is saying, right? Not necessarily just you know, might not be on the exact same page, but always open to new ideas. And, you know, what I don't want, what we've had a couple of times, right? We've had a couple trolls come in the Discord and start, you know, spewing their shit. But, you know, eventually, once they see that, you know, no one's gonna fall for their little crap, then they just dip, you know, they bounce out, which is, you know, nice. C-130 is good. Yeah, he's just focused. You know, he just moved, so he's got a lot going on in his life. He's good. He's in the boot camp with us. So yeah, classical music. That's why whenever I'm like trying to learn anything, when I'm reading and stuff, toss a little classical music on. Boom. I feel like it just helps me memorize stuff. Like so in the Army, when you first become an NCO, you have to memorize this thing called the Creed of the Non-Commissioned Officer, right? And it's basically 3 paragraphs long. And, you know, when I was first, like, going to the board to get promoted, you know, I was trying to memorize it, right? And it was tough, because it's like, imagine like looking at a page in a book and having to memorize everything on the book, but you have to know every single word verbatim, and then you have to go in front of a bunch of higher ranking people than you, stand at the position of attention, which is basically standing stiff as a board, and not move at all, not blink an eye, just look straight forward, and then say this thing at the top of your lungs, right? And it has a couple of, it was written, for forever ago, so it has some words that most people are not really used to saying, and so it's a pretty interesting thing. But what I would do is when I was getting ready for that point in my career, I would put classical music on in my car drive to work and my car drive home, and I would just say it out loud the whole time, right? And I'm sure people like on the highway and shit, like if they would see me, just like it would look like I'm just like talking to myself while I'm driving. So, but it worked. I still remember it now. It's like once you do that, you never forget it. Suns 2-0. That's true, dude. That game last night was good. Giannis is still such a beast, dude. But he's young. He's got time. I want to see CP3 get a ring. So I am rooting for the Suns. They're not my team, but that's who I'm rooting for. I think it will be funny if Giannis goes to the Warriors next year if they lose. I know he has time on his contract and stuff, but he might. Oh yeah, yeah. Decentralized. I'm on all of that. Listen to a little mix of it all. And what's funny is my son used to watch this show called The Einsteins, right? And it would play the beginning of the song would play Beethoven. Um, this the music, right? And they'd have like their little theme song set to Beethoven, and so that's like a good, a kids show like that is, something something that is beneficial than just some waste of time cartoon. Oh, you watched Amadeus? Is it good? It's old, right? Old movie. I don't think I've seen that. I've seen the pictures and stuff. Oh yeah, strange. Your memory is probably just wild. Um, all of us, yeah. Me, 3 a.m. We're ex-military. Yeah, I actually retire from the military in 2 weeks. The 21st of July is supposed to be my last day. So, baby Einstein ruled for my kid too. Yeah, yeah, it was awesome. If Giannis goes to the Warriors, forget about it. What's depressing about that is the Lakers should have won the championship, no problem. Honestly, I mean, I know they had some injuries, but like, come on. Yeah. Give me about 2 seconds, guys. I'll be right back. Had to give up the weed though. All right. Um, what do we got going on here? Getting ready to run this. So we saw where the big seller was at. Let's see if we get above that. So if we get above where this big seller was at, right? What we're going to look for is as we get back up to the top, we start to see some of this volume come in, right? We're seeing some volume start to slowly increase on the way up. We start to see some more volume come in. We're going to watch our levels on the way up. These are kind of the levels that I'm watching as far as, where we might see some resistance. Not for certain. I wish I could get rid of this composite. It's annoying as shit. I wanted to just show like the session. Someone said, can you talk about trading all-time highs? Yeah, so when you're trading all-time highs, right, and we've been trading all-time highs on the ES, I think we're pretty close to the all-time high. I think the all-time high is 52.25, which we're almost back to, right? We had that huge drop yesterday, which was nice, and then the huge reversal, which was also nice. But when you're trading an all-time high, the thing that you want to look for is those psychological numbers. Yeah, so if we look, let me pull the ES over for you. So if we pull the ES over, right, and we're looking at it, and this is the all-time high, right up here. And so as we were pulling up to it, I remember on this day, I think it was me and Eric Smith, we were talking about, where I think it was over here, where we were looking to see if it was going to go up, right? And it opened and it went down, but then it came back up and it went right to the 50 level and then dropped. And then it came back up and then hit that 52 quarter and then came back down. And so when you're trading at the all-time highs like this, you're really just looking for psychological numbers, right? So someone sold the 50 and you see this big order sitting right here on the 50, 570 lots sitting on the 50. And then another one sitting on the 52, which is the all-time high. And so what you're looking for with stuff like this is, you're just looking for psychological numbers. So for me, when I'm watching this kind of stuff, I'm just looking at, like, look at this 60s, 65, 70, right? I'm just kind of looking by those fives, those nice round numbers where people decide like, okay, this is a good spot to sell, right? 80 is weak as sleek as his eyebrow. Had to give up the weed though. Yeah, I haven't smoked weed in a long time, a very long time. So, you were in the army. Nice, technical. What are you still in the army? What job do you do? What was your MOS? But yeah, Tommy, so like, I know a lot of people say, oh, we're going to get resistance at this level. We're going to get resistance at this level. But really, you're just watching those psychological numbers. That's what I'm watching. I'm just watching these psychological numbers. That's really the only way to do it. Because nobody can predict where we're going to get resistance. It's just not going to, like, because it's an untested spot. You know what I mean? So there's no way that it can happen. And if you look at the NASDAQ, that's kind of why people have been getting their heads ripped off on the NASDAQ, because they've been trying to predict these levels. And the NASDAQ is super volatile, and they just get wrecked. 100% service connected. Nice. Yeah, I'm about to get my 100% disability also. What was your MOS? Oh, you're an MP? Gross. No, I'm just kidding. I was a medic, so convoy escort. Yeah, 0405. Yeah, I have a buddy named Evan Sanchez, and he was in Iraq in 0405. That was like the days of Humvees that didn't even have armor on them. A lot of them didn't have doors. They barely got like the bird cages. That was a tough time over there for sure. And this is back in the day where, a lot of people give MPs grief. But back then in Iraq, these MPs were basically just doing infantry shit. You know what I mean? They weren't, it's not like they are now where they're just kind of guarding fobs and shit. Even though I heard that we just left Afghanistan completely. I think they shut down the base. I'm not sure. I was reading something on like Army What the Fuck moments this morning. But yeah, back then, MPs were basically infantry. I know people say that term all the time. Oh, I'm basically infantry, but back then, they fucking were. You know, and it's crazy. You know, I think about stuff. My grandfather was in Vietnam, right? He was a Marine though, but you know, we're wearing, you know, Kevlar vests with, you know, these ceramic plates in them that can stop bullets most times. And, you know, he's over there in, you know, Vietnam, and they're not wearing shit. They're wearing like an LBE, which is like a basically like a little vest that carries ammo, and that's it, you know, and a helmet. But other than that, you know, no anything. You know, so it'd be nice to, you know, a little bit nicer to go on a run. Here we're getting another spot right here, guys. Look at this. So we're having sellers come in. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. We're having sellers come in, right? And we're not getting follow through. Sellers came in at that same spot. No follow through. Sellers came in down here. No follow through. That's why we ripped up. So this is now becoming an area that you want to watch. Anytime you see the price pause, right? Watch to where it goes after that, and watch the volume that's going to form on it. Right, so we're putting in a little bit of structure right here, right? So here's E. Right, we have three levels right here. Let me erase this. So we have four levels right here, and our 3 level stops right here. So this is a little microstructure, but as F is coming down, it's pausing right here. And so if it's not going to follow through, that's going to tell you that someone's soaking this up, right? And so if it doesn't keep coming down, what's happening is, bless you, what's happening is we're not getting, you know, someone's passively buying this, right? Especially because we look over here and we see 3.4 million and only 500. And so this is, like I'm telling you, this thing can be deceiving. So if you, this is why you have to understand how the TPO works, because if you just look at this, you're going to look and be like, oh, look at sellers are coming in hard and heavy, way more than buyers. But the thing is, this doesn't tell you sellers versus buyers. It tells you, yeah, you guys heard him. Bless Curtis. Yeah, it tells you if he's having a sneeze attack, if it trades on the bid or the ask. If it trades on the bid, it shows up on this side. See that? And if it trades on the left side, or if it trades on the left side, it trades on the bid. If it trades on the right side, it trades on the ask. So if you're a buyer, you buy the ask, and if you're a seller, you sell the bid. And that's how this shows up. But if you have a big order, right? Let's say, you know, you're filling these contracts, and these sellers are selling. They want to sell, but they want to sell up here, and you're looking to buy down here. If they move down and sell it to you at your price, that's going to show up on this side. So it's going to look more aggressive, and this is how buyers hide their orders, right? And this is what we talk about, and this is something that you can't really see on a candlestick, but you can see it on your TPO. And this is what happens when price, you look like price dies, and that's it. And you're like, oh, well, what the fuck is happening? Why is price just paused? Nobody must be buying or selling. Well, somebody's buying and selling. And look, now you're seeing some aggressiveness by the buyers. Now that they've bought up the book, now that the sellers have become exhausted, starting to see some decent buying come in. You know, so that's something that you want to watch. And now you want to see, now that you're seeing a little battle, right? So you had some aggressive selling, price didn't move. You just had some aggressive buying and price didn't move. So this might be a seller and a buyer both sitting up here, seeing, you know, having a measuring contest. And we're about to find out who wins. Time and sales. I don't look at time and sales. I do have a time and sales chart for Bitcoin. Looks like this. But it's only showing me orders over, well, I'm only, why does it keep getting messed up? Let me see here. Where's the settings? So if you're going to look at a time and sales chart, right, I recommend only looking at orders of 0.1 or more. But if you don't know how to use this chart, don't look at it and then see, oh, green, all these buyers must be coming in, so we must be going up, right? That can be confusing as well. This is like a whole nother class, right? There's a whole group of people that trade on the time and sales chart. And so look, we saw who won right there, right? We saw this buyer show his length, and pushed it up. And so this is what I'm talking about. You see price pause right here, and this is look at these numbers. Look at these sell numbers, right? It's like sell, 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 sell. All the sell numbers are bigger than the buy numbers. Why the fuck is price going up, right? That's what everyone's kind of thinking. Why is price going up? It doesn't make any sense if there's way more sellers than buyers. And that's the big confusing thing about this is, and especially if you look at volume, if you look at volume by time, right, it's just a waste of time. So I never see me use it, but you are, you can get confused, right? That's why when I first start teaching everybody, I recommend this is all you look at. Just look at the TPO, and then after you understand the TPO and market structure, then you can start adding some tools, right? And if you talk to the people in the class, that's how we start. That's how we start the boot camp. We go through the market structure, understand everything there is about market structure, and then we start adding some tools, right? And as we progress and as we start going forward, I'll start adding our tools to the stream, right? Because if we just get on the stream, what's going to happen is you're going to get people with charts that look like this, right? And they're like, oh yeah, I need all this shit because of, whatever reason. And it's like, fuck, like, like this is useless information, right? I know a lot of people love open interest and all this shit. I don't even know what's going on down here. But it's just not super relevant information, honestly. Like this is something I know a lot of people love, right? But what's it actually telling you? Someone decipher this for me. Right? Okay, so we have 136 negative cumulative delta. This is the point of control. Negative 610 delta, 12 million volume, right? This bar had 52 million volume. This bar has 12 million volume. So what's actually happening? Are we running out of steam? No, we're just putting in a bit of market structure because we've just moved above market structure into another market structure. And where are we forming this market structure at? Above the previous one. So what does this tell us? This tells us that buyers are in control, and our next spot going up is going to be looking here. Look at. Stop talking about my charts. You must have loads of information and knowledge stored. I guess you have seen the progress in the class. It tells you, not nearly enough to have it on. I mean, honestly, that thing, that footprint thing on the bottom is fucking worthless anyways. You're not getting any information from that. Not any good information that you can't get on the chart. Like I said, if I could only put one thing on my chart, here we go. Let's see if we could break out. What? You're done? If I could only have one thing on my chart, it would just be the TPO, and that's it. How can I get this template? Are you in the Discord? Oh no, I'm using this thing called Epic Pen. So if I'm looking to place a trade now, I'm already in a long trade, but if I hang on, get this fucking thing off my chart. If I'm looking to place a trade now, yeah, you're looking to catch this breakout. Okay. You're looking to catch the breakout of here, and then our levels up are 719, 786. These are the levels that I see a little bit of resistance, so it might not be a huge move if we do continue up. As you see, we're we're above this volume. We're putting in some volume, and the bottom of the structure is kind of up here. So if we are able to climb up, we might see some resistance. And this is why we got rejected yesterday, and this is why my target was this level. So somebody front ran that, pushed us down, then we ripped up, but we might see some resistance in this area, this 33687, which is, at the top. That's where the stops are going to be at. But this 739, which I think might be the same, 719, yeah, it's pretty close. Should I find it on the exo charts room? Yeah, it should be in there. So we're in a structure, right? We're putting in a structure here, and we're kind of in it, right? So we ran those little stops to the upside. Weren't able to get any follow through, and now we're coming back into this upper structure. And remember, we looked back and we have this previous structure. Actually, it was like here, right? Because we're like right above it. And it looks like buyers are coming in to me. It looks like they want this upside. They've let the sellers be in control for a while. Do you trade SFP? Oh, swing pattern failure? No, I don't. Hang on, guys. I got to do some math real quick for my son's insulin. Oh no, my phone's in Spanish. Did you eat everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Except my cereal, because Mom made me eat the sugar-free syrup.
Oh, so you just didn't eat it?
No, I didn't have. I just only dipped it like a couple times.
Okay. You think you're slick?
Huh?
You think you're slick?
What does that mean?
Guys, I got some change on my desk, right? And I'm setting up the insulin pen, and I see like a little hand just like lurk out of the corner of my eye, and just like slowly slide the change off the desk. This kid's too funny, man. And he just gives me a look like, what happened? Alright, what do you want to go, arm or leg?
Arm.
Alright.
Dad, do you know whose is this one? Like, is it mine? Mom did.
I have no idea. It's just a walkie-talkie, okay? It can be anybody's.
Okay.
Alright, arm. Okay.
No.
You don't need this, Dad. I'll take care of it. Dude, he saves money like a champion. He's got a whole, little piggy bank full of just... How much money did you have in there? $60?
No, I had $16 and a lot of coins.
Oh, and a lot of coins.
And 10,000 and like 500 coins.
500 coins? Oh my gosh. That is a lot. I was watching this thing today, guys. Yeah, clickety clank, clickety clank, into Curtis's piggy bank. They sing the song because, like, a lot of times when I'm trading and I'm not streaming, like the noise will just play out of the computer. It won't play out of the headphones. So they'll be like clickety clank, clickety clank. Lo, what's up? Just like my wife with pound coins. That's her favorite pixie that comes in the night. But all that math plus insulin and everything sucks when you have type 1 diabetes. I have it too, 25 years now. Yeah, I just hope that it doesn't affect him, like, because, he's so athletic and he wants to play sports and all that stuff. I know there's professional athletes that have diabetes and stuff, so, and it's, he wants to be something, so. But yeah, I was reading this thing this morning, and it's like, if I gave you $1 million right now, or a penny that doubled
These are 25.
every day for a month, what would you take? Have you guys ever heard that? Premier Crypto, what's up?
My, are these 50 or 25?
Take the penny. Yeah, definitely. The penny any day. See, this is why we got such a smart group. And it's such a good analogy because, you know, you are looking at that growth, but that slow growth turns into, way more than the $1 million. And that's what this community is all about, right? We're all about understanding what it takes. Yeah, 31 days is 10 million, exactly. And, we're all about understanding what it takes. And like, yeah, you make $10 today and someone else is making, posting their gains of, oh, I just made 90,000, and then saying, oh, that's gambling money, right? Basically just calling everyone just a piss on. That's just not a good way to live your life, right? Even if you are, balling out of control like that, what's the point of shoving it in people's faces? You see these people that are actually rich, and I'm talking like billionaires, right? They don't, like, look at Bill Gates, right? He dresses like he, buys all of his clothes at Marshall's, bro. I'm surprised I don't see him there, like, these people are not out here, flexing all their nice shit, right? The people that are flexing all their nice shit are the people that really don't have anything, and they've got to put on a show to make people think that they have stuff, right? So, it's just, that's a great thing about this community. Does your bootcamp teach how to trade in range? I'm hoping to learn how to make multiple trades in a range and not just the breakouts. Yes, Anthony, we learn how to trade it all. Yeah, Crypto Digs is in there. Yep. That's why you just want 1% a day, exactly. And if you, it's just like that, that thing that I showed you guys. If you just take that 1% a day, and turn it into, that's not it. Pulling it up for you guys. Hang on. So if we look at this here, right? Nobody got 30 days to wait for 10 million. If you look at this here, right? Let's say you start with a $25,000 account and you make 78 bucks in a day, right? The next day you make 79 quarter, 79.50, 79.75, right? So you're only increasing your total gain per day by a quarter, right? And over 200 days, 200, and it's actually like 220, but there's a couple of lines at the top, right? Which is just one line at the top, so so it's 229, which is just the Monday through Friday, right? We're not adding in the weekends because we don't trade the weekends, right? We do sometimes when the market's acting like an ATM, but in 1 year you'll double your money. You'll take 25 to 51, right? That's 100% return, 104% return in 1 year, right? I mean, there's nothing out there that can get you something like that. Anyone that's got a 401k or a thrift savings plan or some stock portfolio investment, there's no way that it's giving you 104%, right? And most people are not looking for that. They're looking to take their 25k, right? And they're looking to turn that into 150k or a million, right? That's the kind of return they want, right? But is that enough? Is that enough money to turn this into this? You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. And so You want to get 1,000% on shitcoin. And this is what you've got to be focused on, is something like this, right? Making these percent returns every single day, right? And that's all you're focused on, is consistency. Because you can be hitting, let's say you hit 500 today, you hit 500 tomorrow, you hit 500 the next day, and then you lose 2,500, right? And so now you've got to make up, you lost all your gains for the week, right? And now you lost, you lost more than that, right? So, now you're at $1,000 negative. And if you would have just stayed consistent and went for the 500, but instead you had to shoot for the moon, now you're negative 1,000. So not only did you lose all of your money that you made this week, you lost more, right? And so that's the thing, is you gotta think about it. Instead of just trying to make $1,000 every day, just make $78 today, right? Make 79 tomorrow, make 79 and a quarter the next day, and be happy. That's the thing, is that so many people are just not happy with these small returns. They want to make all this money, and then when you hit this $1,000 return, that's the one you post on Facebook, and you're like, boom, check me, $1,000 today, what's up, right? But on the days you lose, you never post that, right? Well, why not? Show us. Start with 1,000, 2% trades is 1.3 million in a year. Yeah, I mean, that would be amazing. The empty can is always the loudest. But yeah, guys, I think I think we're in this nice little range. I think we can continue up. We just gotta watch. But I think I am going to cut the stream there. We've been on for a little bit under 2 hours, or about an hour and 38 minutes. I guess it took us a little bit longer to get the stream started today. Brad, have you taught people prior to boot camp? Anyone that could just catch on? Yes, I've taught people from not knowing shit about the market at all. Like nothing. Not even like the only thing they understood was that you can buy stuff with Robinhood, and that was it. Yeah, Alex, that's a good goal. Consistently make $10 a day. And even if it's just one trade a day, if you just wait for your one consistent trade, like that's what a lot of people, will ask me, like, how come you don't make, all these trades a day? Like this week, I think I've made, let's see here. Where's this week start? 28th. Oh no, 4th. This week I've made, including all of the ES, I need to make sure not. Let me draw a box real quick. I don't know if I can fill it in. Well, here's what I can do. I can just, well, I don't know. Because I don't want to show like the full account size, you know what I mean? Because that's not what I'm about. But this week I've made 133 trades, and I've had a good week, trading 87% this week, pretty decently. And this is including futures, and then it also takes into account it's per lot. So, and most of the trades that I make are either 3 lots or 6 lots. And so if you were to take the 133 and divide it, so let's just divide it by 3. So I made about 44 trades this week, right? How many trades have you guys made this week, right? 238K profit per month. Oh, no. That's that's if I so that probability at the bottom, right, is showing if I traded exactly how I trade this week every month per month. So, this week I had a good week. I had a great week this week, to be honest. Um, I did really well. That's why I'm not trading today, because there's just no point. I don't want to give anything back, making a mistake and then get frustrated, and you know what I mean. I'm just focused on the class today, but I'm not. That's why I was trying to put up a fucking thing. I'm not focused on the the total capital, guys. I'm focused on the consistency. Like I'm saying, if you make $500 today and then you lose $1,000 tomorrow, well, now you got 100% gain to go, right? And we're all about just making our percentage, like kind of like Andy was saying, that 2% a day, turn $1,000 into $1,000,000, right? 1.3. So that's the ultimate goal, So the real thing is, what I want you guys to focus on is just being consistent, being patient. What I wasn't trying to show that number, guys. I'm sorry. What I'm trying to show you guys is the amount of trades that I took, and then we divided it by 3, so it's 44 trades this week. And that's really all you're looking for is, those 44 trades, right? I know probably you guys have taken more than 44 trades this week, right? If you're being honest, that's and you don't need to. That's what I'm trying to get to you. If you guys just wait for your stuff to come, wait for those good setups to come to you, and just take the trades that are going, like, that have the high probability, that are doing what you're expecting it to do. If you're cutting your losers quick, you know what I mean? That's what you're really looking for. Not, unless you're a high frequency trader, right? There's people that make thousands of trades per day, but you've got to have cocaine for breakfast and lunch. So like your point is that, and that's just so Poke, that's not 3 trades per week. That's good. And that's just a calculation, right? It's not anything anything to pay attention to. Don't pay attention to the capital, right? Pay attention to the consistency. You have the opposite problem. You take too few trades. So that's a psychology thing, right? All small, still waiting for the boot camp to ramp it up. Nice. That's good. Yeah, Alex, if you're taking too few trades, then you need to work on your psychology. Maybe you're getting a little bit nervous before you take the trades. Maybe you are lazy, Alex. Maybe it's just something that's preventing you from wanting to get in these trades. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. We're gonna get on the charts a little bit early for the boot camp, so we're gonna hit the charts hard today. We are going to go over everything that you guys have, and then we'll start the class. I do have some slides today for the class, but I think maybe today we'll just focus on the charts, and then all of those templates. We're all lazy. On those charts, or on the all the templates that I was telling you guys about, I'm gonna make sure those get out by Sunday. I just don't want them to be shitty. You know what I mean? So, waiting for the boot camp. Yeah, that's good. It's good to be patient. To be honest. Yeah, I think James had, such a good week the past couple of days that he just took Thursday and Friday off. Yeah, I'm gonna watch a little show with my wife before she falls asleep. She just got home from work, so hang out with her for a bit, and I'll jump back on the charts, and then we'll get to it. You guys have a good day, and I will see you guys in the boot camp a little bit later. What show? We're gonna watch Suits. You guys ever seen that show? All right, Barish. Yeah, appreciate it, bro. Thank you. Thank you, guys. You guys are awesome, man. You guys are awesome. You really are. All right, guys. I'll see you guys in the Discord, and then I'll see you boot camp people in 2.5 hours. 9, 10, 11, yeah, 2.5 hours. Watch Billions. Oh, I've watched it. I've watched it a bunch. All right, guys. See you later. Bye. Oh, signature, right? Make sure you guys are managing risk and sticking to your trade plan. All right. You should watch Suits. It's awesome. It's a really, really good